Hey, hockey fans, T-Boz is 13-3 here, coming to you from the National Sports Center Super Rink in Blaine, Minnesota, on behalf of the Hendy Foundation for their annual Summer Hockey Festival. This festival consists of players that play on the following teams: blind, sled, warrior, deaf, hard of hearing, and special hockey. This episode is sponsored by Riverside Bike and Skate, Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, Hertel Law, Kelly Heating and Electric, Ryan Flagg at State Farm Insurance, and Northwoods Therapy Associates. Mogi.
Hey, we are so excited to be here. We got our buddy Brady Hatfield here with us right at the table. He was one of our guests from last year. We're excited. We got invited back after being here at the Hendrickson Festival last year, and couldn't think of any place I'd rather be than here right now. How about you, JC?
I think this is fabulous, and we actually got a player that stepped right up right away. His name is Adam. Adam, welcome to the show.
Hi, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, you're welcome.
Absolutely.
Adam, what team or who do you play for?
Right now, I'm a member of the U.S. National Blind Hockey Team, and I also play with the Dented Pucks Foundation. We travel around kind of spreading blind hockey around the country.
The Dented Pucks.
The Dented Pucks.
I love it.
Yeah.
and dented because you guys play with a big round metal one, right?
Yep. And about halfway through a first period, it just looks like a dented mess out there.
Do they start with a new one every game?
Normally, the trick with the blind puck is you don't want one that's perfect because it sounds different. So we usually will kind of mess one up along with the boards or off a post, kind of throw a couple pre-game dents into it. That way you get the right sound so everybody can track it.
I like it.
That's interesting.
So when you say you get a couple dents, are you rifling at the posts if you can to get a good dent in it?
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes you just need to pound it off the boards. Just a couple of good shots, and it'll ring it in pretty nice. But if you can ring them off the post, you just got to be a little careful because sometimes those pucks will take a beating real quick off the iron.
Have you ever had one break open during a game?
Not during a game. I've broken several at practice, so that's
kidding.
Always fun.
And the little inner BBs go all over the place.
Yeah, then you got to try and find them. Usually you have to have somebody else find them because I can't see them.
Right.
Fair enough. So how long have you been playing the sport?
I've been playing hockey about 5 or 6 years now when I found out about the blind adaptation because I was blind since birth and I was always a hockey fan, but I never really got to play growing up. So as soon as I figured out there was a blind adaptation, I dove headfirst into it.
Very cool.
Well, congratulations for you because Mogi and I think it's the greatest sport on earth, and I'm hoping you're enjoying it as much as we do.
Oh, yeah, and we appreciate you guys coming out and showing support for us because everybody, anytime we can get, for lack of a better word, eyes on our sport, it hopefully gets more guys out to play.
Well, when we interviewed Danny this summer, and he told us the logo is hockey is, or not the logo, but the slogan, hockey is for everybody, and that's truly the way it is. So we're happy to be here and happy to celebrate everybody's chance to get out there and play the great game.
Awesome, guys.
So, Adam, what position do you play?
I'm a left wing. They like me, because I'm aggressive on the forecheck. I don't have the best hands or the best wheels, but I know where to go. I've got a nose for the net, and I'm hard in the corners on the defense.
So evidently you're from Washington, and there was Nick told us you had a little issue with your luggage. What happened?
Oh yeah, it's becoming a Minnesota tradition. It happened the first time I came out here to the Henderson Festival. The airport in Seattle, they didn't put my bag on the plane, so I had to wait. I almost missed our first ice time yesterday, but my gear didn't get here till 7:30 this morning. So Do you think it's one of your opponents trying to sabotage you because you're so good? Oh, I wish. I wish I was that good.
Adam, can you give a shout-out to your coach?
Yeah. Coach Mike Svack, he's our U.S. national coach. He puts a lot of hard work in the team. We all appreciate him taking his time out and just kind of organizing all of us because he's got one of the – if you think it's hard – kind of organizing 20, normal hockey players, throw in the fact that most of your guys can't see anything what's going on, so it adds a whole extra layer to the job for them. So our whole U.S. staff is really awesome.
So, Adam, what's your favorite part of coming to the Hendrickson Foundation Festival?
I like seeing all the different kind of ranges of people that are into hockey because growing up, I was skating since I was 3 years old, and for me, one of the best things about around the rink is you see some a small kid learning to skate for the first time, because you get the typical, you're going to fall down, and every time you see that kid, he'll hit the ice, and it's kind of like, ooh, but then they jump back up to their feet, and they just take off again, and it takes me back. I enjoy watching that.
Very cool.
Adam, it's been a pleasure. Thanks very much for jumping on the podcast, and we wish you the best of luck this weekend.
Yeah, thanks again for you guys having me on, and enjoy listening to you guys.
All right, cool.
Thank you. Hey, now we have Solomon the Great on our podcast. Look at that smile, though, right?
I don't know if he named himself or if someone else named him, but we're going to find out if that moniker fits him. Here we go, Solomon.
Thanks for having me on.
Sure, absolutely.
Solomon, where are you from?
I'm from Chicago, born and raised. So,
are you a Hawks fan?
I'm a Hawks fan. I also like the Islanders and the Oilers. So those are my 3 teams that I really like.
You got it mixed up there. Holy ball!
Wow, that's quite a spread. You got a Canadian team and 2 American teams.
Yeah. Well, it's just we see players going over. I started liking the Oilers when Duncan Keith went over there. And now Corey Perry's on there, so if they play for Blackhawks and I like them, I try to follow them wherever team they go on.
Nice, very nice.
So tell us what team you play for.
I play for a Chicago blind hockey team. I've been playing since 2015 when we had the first Triad event. We had a Triad session. I actually played blind baseball as well. So I got an email from one of the Canadian executive directors. His name is Matt. So they're trying to find athletes who would be interested in playing hockey. So I've always wanted to play hockey, but I never thought I could play. Turns out you don't really need to see the puck anyways. So because I've been taking skating lessons, and I usually try to go to like a rec league or any open ice time I can, and the sighted players and coaches always tell me just keep your head up, you don't need to look down. So
well, that's good advice for any hockey player. Actually.
Absolutely. So what position do you play?
I love playing defense, but I also like playing winger, left wing usually if I get an opportunity, but I'm more comfortable playing defense.
Are you able to skate backwards pretty well?
Yeah. That's why I like playing defense.
Yeah, that's definitely a prerequisite, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, Solomon, are you from a hockey-playing family, or are you the first member of your family to play hockey?
I'm the first member. I'm usually the wild one that likes to.
Wild one?
I like downhill skiing as well. I used to be a blind racer, actually. Fastest time I had was 45 seconds on slalom skiing.
Wow. So you are a thrill seeker, definitely.
Yeah, wow. I was just going to say that. You have no fear, do you?
Yeah. Yeah, I've busted my chin open too, so it's my favorite hockey injury.
Well, there you go. You're not a hockey player unless you get a couple of bumps and bruises along the way.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite sport to play? So we know downhill skiing now. We know baseball, hockey. What's your favorite one to compete
I love
in?
hockey the most, definitely. I also played football in high school, so I have degenerative syndrome, so it's retinitis pigmentosa. So the rods and cones go worse as you get older. So I just wanted to try everything that I possibly could until my vision. Now I'm probably at the lower. I'm a low vision player.
Okay.
So probably a B2. So yeah, I kind of just have to work more to really know my surroundings and my positioning. So,
but it sounds like you're hooked, even though the sight won't be there forever. Hockey's going to be there.
I'm planning on playing and as long as I can. And the nice thing with blind hockey is there's not an age limit, which is really nice.
Very cool. All right.
Well, Mogi and I certainly know that. We're well into our 60s.
Yes.
And there is no age limit.
There is no age limit.
There's always a league. There's always a league you can find to play.
That's true. That's true.
I always say all roads lead to a league, right?
There you go.
Solomon, thank you very much for taking the time today to speak with us, and we wish you the best of luck this weekend.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me on.
Hi, folks. We're back with another hockey player. This one's name is Tara. Tara, can you tell us who you play for?
I play for 2 teams. I play for the Minnesota Wild sled hockey team, and I also play with the Minnesota Deaf and Hard of Hearing hockey team.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Well, I'm looking at your goalie pad there. Are you one of those individuals that's a little bit crazy or just doesn't have any fear?
Both.
Okay.
In order to be a goalie, you got to be crazy. You get some pretty nasty shots coming at you.
Oh, yes, you do. Who, if you know the name of the player, who's the player that you've gone up against that's had the hardest shot?
Oh, boy. I don't know the names.
How about which team?
I had some pretty good shots from the team I played last. I think they were the Alaskan team, the Alaska sled team.
From Alaska? Okay.
I think so. But
Okay.
I've played so many different teams since I started sled this year that I don't even remember.
So, do you have a preference playing sled or with the deaf of hard and hard of hearing team?
I prefer on the sled team because I can't stand up for very long.
Okay.
But I still play goalie in the deaf and hard of hearing team because they use sign language and flashing lights. So then that way I'll know what they're saying, what the coaches are saying, and I'll know when a whistle or a score has been made.
Sure. So when you're playing, you're in a sled during the sled games.
Yep.
And then are you in a different position with the deaf and hard of hearing, or
I'm a goalie.
You playing the sled?
No, I'm goalie. I'm stand up.
Okay. Oh, you are. Okay.
Yep, I do stand up.
Wow. Okay. Interesting.
Well, obviously you have got some athletic ability because if you're playing both sports, I mean, it's not easy balancing on that sled, is it?
Well, it's a lot easier in the goalie sled because the blades are further apart. Some of the players, their blades for sled hockey are maybe an inch or less apart.
Oh,
so it's
wow.
really hard, but it allows those players to make really tight corners. Mine are set about 6-7 inches apart, and mine are plastic blades. So that means mine aren't metal. They don't dig into the ice, so I can easily move whatever direction I need to go very quickly. But if I were to fall over, it's a lot harder to get up because the plastic blades don't dig into the ice like the metal.
So it works both ways, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like it. When you're on the ice then with sled hockey, obviously you're following the sled hockey rules and there's a lot of verbal communication. But you were talking about with the hard of hearing, there's more visual communication.
Yep.
Can you give us an idea of what some of those are for visual communication?
Well, you have American Sign Language.
Okay.
Because some of the players are fully deaf and can't hear anything, and can't talk, so they know they grew up with sign language. And then there are some of us, like me, became later deafened in life. So that's why I seem like a hearing person.
Oh, okay.
But then what they use is they'll at each end where the goal nets are, they will put up a series of lights, and then when there's a whistle, they'll flash them, so they'll sit there and they'll flash, and they'll do the same with the goal, and that way then the players, because some of us can hear whistles, some can't, so the lights help us know, and those that can't hear help know when to stop play and everything.
So when did you first get involved in hockey?
I started with special hockey this is my 4th year playing hockey, so it would have been I played special hockey for 3 years.
Okay.
And this year I switched to sled and deaf hockey.
And what is it that you like most about the sport?
I meet so many really cool people. I'll see friends at the different tournaments I go to. I've met people in Brookings, South Dakota at a sled tournament. I've met people in Philadelphia at this year's Sled Nationals. And then here at Hendy, I meet people I know. And so then we're...
lot of background noise.
Yeah,
We're in the middle of a sled hockey game here. We're interviewing right here in the rink. So,
Yep.
Tara, sorry about that.
that's okay. It's like, man, they didn't do it during my game. But yeah, it's just being able to meet the people. You make friends. You see them at other tournaments, and then even with the special hockey, I still have a lot of friends with them. Deaf hockey, I've met a lot of new people, and so I get to have fun with that. And I've introduced a few people to be coming into sled hockey.
Oh, that's cool, huh?
One of my friends was on the deaf hockey team, but she can't balance anymore, so she can no longer play stand-up hockey. She is going to be joining me in sled hockey next season.
Very good.
Nice.
Very good.
That's
Nice.
my friend Ona.
Oh, hi, Ona. You going to be next?
Yeah.
Just here for support, huh?
Yeah, she hasn't gotten a chance to play much. She doesn't have a lot of skating skills,
Okay.
but we can get her into the sled hockey program because of balance difficulties.
Okay.
Tara, this is a great story that you've provided us. And are you playing on two different teams this weekend then?
Yes.
Holy cow.
Tomorrow I have both sled and deaf hockey. Today I have another game with sled hockey at 7:45.
You are geared up and ready to go.
Gotta be.
Gotta be ready.
I love
All right,
it.
well,
That's
I'm
a
sure
true hockey player.
Your teams are counting on you between the pipes, so good luck to you and
Oh,
your
yeah.
team the whole weekend.
Well, thank you.
Absolutely.
All right. Take care.
You too.
T-Boz welcomes Josh Schneider to the show now. He looks enthusiastic.
Well, he told me some things off air while you were out doing your thing here a little bit. He's one of the Dented Puck players also, but they also have a podcast called The Dented Puck.
Tell us about that podcast.
Yeah, so our intent, myself and Drew Garza, one of the other players here, he's the yin to my yang. So I'm the loud one for Jersey. He's the quiet one. It works out that way. But I had never listened to, been on a podcast, and he went on a hockey podcast from a guy in Colorado and immediately goes, we got to do a podcast. And because our intent, as you see here, is to grow awareness, because very few people know about blind hockey in the first place. And once you see it, once you hear it, you kind of have that this shouldn't happen. And then, I mean, even us, I played college hockey, and when I played college roller hockey, when I first came to a blind hockey practice, my expectation was a bunch of blind people trying to find a puck. And I see a couple kids skating around the other side going, yeah, those are the coaches' kids. And so all of a sudden someone goes, no, those they're blind. I'm like, no, they're not. And I mean, and so it was eye-opening for me finding blind hockey. And immediately after that, I never, like, I was one of those Facebook people, but I knew that, like, I need to show the hockey community this sport because it's so amazing at its highest level. So one of the things we found, we started the Dented Puck podcast to grow awareness outside the blind hockey community. And really what happened was it ended up being a profile show where we invite guests on and they kind of give us their background within hockey, within sight loss, kind of what they do, like what their working situation is. Because there's a lot to being in the legally blind community. If you go with the employment perspective, employment's at about a 35% clip. I have a master's degree in special ed, 15 years in the classroom, and I can't get a varsity hockey job.
Wow.
It is. And for me, so I'm lucky I had enough time in the classroom that I'm on pension disability. So for me, it's love and it's not money. But the amount of responses I've gotten to applications is absurd. It's absurd. And the quality I see in coaches, I know and this is where I'm from New Jersey, so it's a lot different. But this is not just me. This is our entire community. So a lot of what we try to do is, from the podcast, we actually really did. The intent was to try to support the community whatever we could. When the Disabled Fest was canceled in 2000, so we started the podcast in 2020. So we worked through like the back end of the pandemic, and when the Disabled Fest was canceled by USA Hockey in 2021, we looked at each other, and us being just old like old school hockey guys were like, we have to do a tournament. And I mean, then we're like, how do we do a tournament? But like as hockey guys, we've all played tournaments. So it's that back end stuff we had to figure out. And after the tournament finished, we looked at each other like, all right, now we got to start a charity. And the best things happen organically. And we had a great donation from a charity in Colorado called Dog Nation. And they supported us through our first tournament. And our intent after that was to go out to their pond hockey tournament and play a little and kind of show what we can do, but really help them out. And that kind of started what Adam was talking about, our Dented Pucks hockey team, where we really, at our level, we can compete with those lower those lower level charity teams.
Sure.
And it really does. We've shown the fact that, it's just the fact that we can play with the site we have and play at the level that we can. I was an assistant and a half defenseman in college. I see out of a straw now. So that's all. There's no offense left in my game. And I pretty much have to be a defensive defenseman because the joke is it could just be I'm a righty and all my vision's in the bottom right of my right eye. So if the puck's on my stick, I can see the puck on my stick. But if I'm going right,
nothing else.
The entire side is gone. So
Yep.
for me, and for a guy who grew up in roller hockey, I had to really learn the Mohawk turn to be able to open up to make that pass. But for a lot of it's those minor adaptations that really help the game.
So do you watch any NHL games?
Oh yeah,
Watch any Minnesota Wild games?
I watch some Minnesota Wild games. Being from the East Coast, games starting at 8:30, we usually don't get them.
Have you seen Kaprizov and his Mohawk turns?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, he's quick. I'm from the Jersey area, so Barzal's kind of got the same thing.
Sure.
The edge work on them is unbelievable.
Yeah, how you keep the other guys away from the puck and control it like that is just amazing. I'm actually noticing more and more players incorporating that into their game.
Yeah, and especially with us, it's a way that we can open up, for some of us, open up our vision, because half of us are acuity, so they have trouble with distance. And actually, I think it's more acuity than visual field. I'm lucky enough, I can see 200 feet. So my joke before was, this is the first clock I can't see. Like the one advantage I have over almost everybody. We had a game, and I was on the team that should not have had a chance. And I was about one of 6 players, and I was the old guy that was playing the entire game. And I looked, they scored with about 15 seconds. They scored about 15 seconds left, and I'm like, nope, taking this right behind my net. And nobody knew what I was doing because they couldn't see the clock. And they're like, what are you doing? And I'm just like, I'm just going to kill it here. It goes, I was like, it pays to see the clock, guys. It pays to see the clock. But of course, the other end is I can't see anybody on me. So like, it was a massive adjustment. But the community is so amazing, and we have a need to grow. The main issue in disabled hockey is that you're here with special, right? And you're here with sled. That's one. You have 2 teams, and this is our entire elite blind hockey community. So it's such a numbers game, and where a lot of communities and a lot of sponsors and a lot of groups want to support a bunch of people. Whereas it's even with the NHL, it's guys, no, we need your help to make that happen, to grow people and grow our attendance. So it's a really interesting dynamic in this sport, because you have all of old school hockey mentality. Well, we want to help what's working, and for them not to understand that, our growth is working. Our growth is working at a player a month, as opposed to sled hockey players, what's that, 50, 100 a month nationwide.
Sure.
Yep. The funny thing about blind hockey is that it was formed in Canada in the 70s, but in the late 2000s, it was really unified. And since then, their numbers skyrocketed. And as I'm talking to them recently, they don't understand why we're having trouble. But the statistic isn't it 95% of Canadians live within 100 miles of the U.S. border, right?
Yeah. So,
they're so compact. And in that so compact, look, Edmonton, Calgary, Winnipeg had it. Winnipeg has a team. Ottawa had, so you have major areas that have it. So we're trying to work through the NHL. We have a lot of hockey teams all over the U.S. It's getting the word out. Half the NHL teams know blind hockey exists. Very few of the AHL teams do, and it just kind of tapers down from there.
So, Josh, tell me, that's part of what we're doing here, getting the word out, okay? Everybody sees mainstream hockey, but not everybody seems to know about the other things, the other 5 different types that are coming here. How, if someone is listening to our podcast who's interested in getting involved in blind hockey, what do they need to do?
Your best bet, if you need to get involved, if you're interested in getting involved in blind hockey, is if you're a Canadian, go directly to Canadian Blind Hockey. That is the governing body for blind hockey. The best way to get in contact with blind hockey in the U.S. is through the Dented Puck. My partner, Drew Garza, is now the USA Blind Hockey rep. So it's the easiest way to get in. We are the source of information. Our YouTube page has all of our recent games. And our podcast gives a lot of information about our players and local programs and where to go.
And who to contact to get involved too?
Oh, absolutely. Okay. And with some of these things, there was our Team USA made a post 2 months ago, and there was a comment, I'd love to have blind hockey in my area, and he was from South Florida. And I'm working with him. Well, not right now because they're busy. But he is from Fort Lauderdale. So what he doesn't understand is being in the Panthers' footprint is massive, because you do have that opportunity there's hockey there. You know, when they put a hockey, it changes things. It's going to happen in Utah very soon.
Yep.
So it's getting him. You need to get. He's got the support. He's got the intensity, and he wants to do it. But he needs the support down there, and it's finding the other blind people is that other problem. Like participation, starting a team is great, but when you're the only person skating there for 2 months by yourself, it's a little lonely. That's Adam.
That's
Adam. Adam's in Seattle. That's the joke. Like he's out there by himself.
He's the one cracking out there for.
Yeah, exactly.
Josh, thank you very much for helping us put the word out there. Good luck and continued success with your podcast, and good luck out on the ice this weekend.
Awesome, guys. Thank you very much. It was great to be on.
Thanks, Josh.
Awesome.
Our next guests are folks that we've had on the podcast. We've had this young gentleman on the podcast earlier last year. We had his father on this summer, and now we have his mom on here. So we're welcoming Brady Hadfield for his second appearance, and his mom, Melissa. Thank you so much for joining us on our podcast today, folks.
Thank you for having us.
Brady, you've got quite a story to share. Mogi and I ran into you and your family at a Minnesota Wild game not too long ago, and you were being honored. Can you tell us a little bit about what that was for?
Yes, that was for something. It's a Therefore What Matters. That's basically United Healthcare's slogan, which means you're basically doing things for others. Like you're helping solve other people's problems. For example, like a transportation problem, or paying to get to practice or tournaments or any of that.
Now, sorry.
I was going to say we should remind our listeners that Brady is part of the Blind Hockey Association affiliated with the Minnesota Wild. And he is very much an advocate for his hockey community. And he is still giving back, not only to the hockey community, but to others with his similar situation.
Now, Mom, maybe you can explain a little bit. Typically, this type of a grant goes to an individual, but Brady did not want that to be the case in this situation.
That's correct. Brady wanted to find a way that he could help others. And with his big heart, he's always thinking about what's the thing that I can do to help people like me that have situations that happen, and how can I find a way to raise some funds or start an account for them to be able to have access to transportation to get to any games, get to practices. Because in the blind community, that's one of the biggest challenges is being able to go somewhere. You can't just always get in a car and drive. So a lot of our families rely on Uber or other transportation forms. And Brady wanted to set up a transportation account. So he wrote a grant to the Minnesota Hockey, and he was awarded $1,000. When he got up and he spoke about his mission, the Minnesota Hockey said, "We really want to support you," and they gave him another $2,500.
Holy buckets, Brady!
Yep.
It was amazing.
Brady, can you give us a little insight as to what your letter said? Do you remember what you wrote?
Oh, it was something about. We knew I wanted to, write about, finding a way to, just solve our teammates' problems of trying to, get to practice and other things like that, and other hockey events that people may be interested in, like tournaments or even like any Minnesota Wild games or just any other fun events.
And as a result of that, you had to send this letter in, and then who contacted you telling you that you had done well with this presentation?
So Tony Gillen with Minnesota Hockey is the diversified hockey representative. And she was the one that reached out and said, Brady, we'd like to have you come to this hockey banquet, and we would like you to, share with us, your mission and what you want to accomplish. And then after he got up and spoke in front of about 150 people, then he shared his mission of being able to help his teammates and make sure that they had what they needed to be able to come to practice. That's when he was awarded the additional funds.
I tell you, I'll never forget that night. JC and I were at that Wild game. I can't remember who they were playing, and there was some time in between play, and all of a sudden we looked up, and on the big scoreboard in front of the whole XL Energy Center, there's Brady Hatfield. It's like, holy cow, that's Brady! So we got on the horn and texted his dad, and we were able to meet with Brady and his family out in the concourse at the Wild game, and actually we met right outside the area where Brady's game jersey was framed and displayed, right out in the concourse at the XL. So unbelievable, man. You're doing great things, Brady.
How did that make you feel, Brady, that you were, not only were you the center of attention, but your jersey was up for display?
Oh, I didn't even know that my jersey was up there. I mean, I just, it's kind of hard to say. I mean, I obviously felt really excited that I knew I was able to, help everyone out with all that stuff. And,
In this case, they were recognizing you for your efforts, and they're recognizing you for your future career goals to go into sports management and create more opportunities for other people just like you.
Right.
What year in school are you now, Brady?
I'm going to be going into 10th grade next year.
And you want to fulfill a dream of going to college and getting into sports medicine.
Management.
Yes. Yep.
Do you know what college you want to go to, or you haven't decided yet?
I have not decided that yet.
Okay. So we know you live up kind of in the St. Cloud area, don't you? Or is it maybe St. Cloud State in your future?
I think that it probably could be an option. I mean, I'll have to kind of check out some other colleges, but yeah, I think St. Cloud State is on the list of them.
Very cool.
Well, I got one last question for you, Brady, and that is, since the last time we talked to you, has your game improved?
I would say yes on that.
Is the shot any harder than it used to be?
The only thing about that I was trying not to, break any violations for doing like a slap shot, because I know that's not allowed in blind hockey because the goalie doesn't see it.
Right. Very true. Very true.
So, but otherwise, I think it's going pretty well. Yes.
And what are you going to do in July?
Oh, yes. There's a Connecticut camp in July. It's a development camp, I think it is. It's going to be in Stamford, Connecticut.
Wow, and you get to go.
That's what I want to do, yes.
All right.
So this will be an abilities and skills camp for blind hockey players.
So family vacation, perhaps, or
we're gonna have to do that because what else are you gonna do? You gotta make sure this guy can keep getting all of his practice in.
Right. That's the problem about summer is they can't really get on the ice.
Yep.
So this will give you an opportunity then, right?
Yeah.
Very nice.
Brady, Melissa, thank you for sharing that story. It is truly a giving situation, and we're happy for Brady. And Brady, don't ever change, buddy. You're doing a great job.
Thank you. And it was the Seattle Kraken, the Wild were playing.
Okay, there you go. There you go. Excellent memory. Excellent memory.
I knew I was thinking something about that.
Yeah.
All right.
Better memory than old timers here.
That's for sure. All right, Brady and Melissa, thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much.
Give a quick shout out to some of our sponsors. Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine has been committed to the healthcare needs of patients in western Wisconsin since 1954. The orthopedic surgeons and athletic trainers serve many area schools. Their success and reputation as an outstanding orthopedic clinic can be attributed to the teamwork of friendly, knowledgeable physicians and staff. And Riverside Bike and Skate, Eau Claire's hockey headquarters, which is the oldest hockey store in the state of Wisconsin. Buy hockey gear from the people that play and know the game. And don't forget about their bicycle sales and service, as well as your paddleboard sports center for kayaks and canoes, and Hertel Law, the law firm you want on your side, focusing on criminal defense and personal injury. Harry Hertel has been obtaining results for clients in the Chippewa Valley since 1981. When you need legal help if injured or accused of a crime, call Harry Hertel. Hey, now we're going to welcome Sebastian to the show. Look at that, he's got a smile on his face already, which is awesome. He's got a Minnesota Wild hockey, sled hockey sweatshirt on, and he's going to tell us a little bit about his story, Mogi.
Sounds good, Sebastian. Let's hear all about it.
Yeah, so I was born in Haiti, and I came here to get surgery for my feet, and it was like I was checking out all the sports to play because I tried wheelchair basketball for the Minnesota Gophers, and it wasn't like really working because they were physical enough. So I got into sled hockey after I begged my parents like a lot. I was like, please let me play. Please let me play. They were like, yeah, okay. After 2 years, they let me on the team. I did track in the summer, so I was ready for the cardio that sled hockey brings. And it was like 4 years of track. So I had all this stamina built up for sled hockey. And I also have like really long arms, but really short feet. So
Kind of disproportionate, huh?
Yeah. It was perfect for sled hockey. Bad for running, but perfect for sled hockey.
So what events did you compete in track?
I did the long distance for stamina, of course, but like because I loved it, and my coach encouraged me. I did like the mile, the 800, 400, pretty much all of them, but I prefer the mile and the 800. Yeah.
Okay, you do have the stamina then.
Yes.
So what was it about sled hockey that you wanted to play so bad you had to beg your folks to let you do it?
Isaac Hess encouraged me to get on the team, and he's like a little younger. I was like, if this little kid can do it, I can do it too. And Coach Troney, so that's who discovered me. Like I went to the expo. It's in Minnesota at the University of Minnesota. They hold an expo each year, and sled hockey always holds at the expo, has a booth. So I went over there and tried it. And I tried tennis and all the other things, but I was like, eh. And then I came on sled hockey and I was shooting pucks, and Isaac really encouraged me. He was like, I'm like year 3 and I can't lift the puck, but you can. So I was like, oh, maybe I can do this.
Natural.
And then I also like to thank my teammate Wyatt for also encouraging me to try it out. And Peyton Gunnarsson, Tyler Gunnarsson, they really like helped me get into the sport. Yeah, those guys I did track with them, so they were like telling me all throughout the year, you should come and try sled hockey. You should come and try sled hockey. And I was like, okay, I'm coming.
And now you're hooked, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm hooked. Yep.
When you played other sports such as track, did you have assistance with your legs in some capacity that enabled you to run?
Yeah, you sit in a track chair, which is like it's one wheel in the front and it's kind of long, and then 2 wheels in the back, which are wide, like
Kind of like a drag
basketball.
race car, right?
It's like have you seen a basketball chair? Oh, yeah. So 2 wheels at an angle, like
They slant in.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so you did track with that, and obviously it's a lot easier to balance on that than it is on a sled.
I
Or are
would
you-
say the sled it was easier than the track.
well,
Really?
you
Yeah,
are-
because like you had to turn and you had to jump lanes, and that was like really hard for me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not straight.
No,
Right,
there's
okay.
there's a compensator involved, and you have to turn. And,
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So you mentioned the fact that you have exceptionally long arms. Now,
Oh, yeah.
does that help you in sled? I mean, it's got like a long stride as a runner, right?
Yeah. It's like my push is was extremely long, and I was really really fast when I started. My teammates call me Missile. Huh. Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
it.
Great
The missile. Yeah. It was good days. Still the good days, but
So which hand do you shoot better with, your left or your right?
I've scored more goals with my left hand, but I'm a right-handed player, so. But yeah, I've scored more with my left, so
Huh.
yeah.
Interesting.
You got a good rifle? Can you snipe it pretty good?
Yes. Yeah.
So are you a top shelf sort of guy, or where do you go?
Bottom. I go to the ground. I don't shoot with my right hand. I can go to the top of the net, but with my left hand, I shoot low all the time.
Don't say that too loud. You don't want all those opposing goalies to know your secrets now.
You know, we've talked a lot about your teammates and getting you involved in the sport. What is the number one thing you liked about the sport the most?
It was more of a team sport. In basketball, I felt like was a little bit individual, and you just like you're the point guard or you're the guy that shoots, and it wasn't really physical, and so I like that about sled hockey, and I like that you could like it was super physical, and you could pass back and forth, and you could make the goalie move. In basketball, there wasn't really a goalie, so that it was it was fun to play against actually a person in front of the goal to score.
Adds a tougher element to the game.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So is there somebody in the hockey community that you look up to? Is somebody that you is like either a mentor or somebody that you look at as a player and you go, gosh, I want to be like him?
There are two people I would say. One is two. I have two extraordinary coaches. Coach Tony and Coach Dan have helped me a lot. Like the skills, setting up my sled while I was getting started. Even now, they help me. And all my teammates have been. You said one player, one person. I'm getting to that. But like,
That's all right. You're doing good. You're doing good.
Yeah.
It's a pyramid. He's building from the bottom to the top. He's getting smaller.
Yeah, my teammates have really helped me. Blake Ethan, Joe Lang, and Danny Lilia, and Chris Douglas was really my I looked up to him, and he kind of mentored me on what I needed to do as a defenseman and how I could get better, and shown me on when he came down here for practices, showing me how to be the best defenseman I could be, the best defenseman in the state and North Dakota. Yeah, playing against Hope Hurricanes.
Nice.
Yeah.
So is this what?
I was going to say, he's got a great story.
Oh, absolutely. Is this your first Hendy Foundation tournament, or have you been here before?
I've been here 3 times.
What's your favorite part about coming here?
Oh, that's a hard one. I would say the teams have been really difficult, so that's been really cool. Yeah.
Good competition?
Yes, very good competition.
Excellent. Excellent.
Do you have a team that's kind of your nemesis, the one that you go into, you've battled before, and you know it's going to be a tough game, and you just want to beat the pants off of them?
I wouldn't say like we Hope Hurricanes from North Dakota have been like our arch rival, and we've always gone back and forth. And they've won games, and we've won games, and it's always been back and forth, back and forth. And during COVID, we were playing with them a lot, so like it was back and forth, back and forth. Of course, they were winning the entire time, and we're like, "What are we doing wrong?" And then towards the end of COVID, we started winning, and that was really fun. Yeah.
So my question to you is, how far do you want this sled hockey endeavor to take you? Are you looking to play with a national team someday, perhaps?
I don't think of going to the national team. I have a lot of goals I want to get to, like write about sled hockey because I'm an author, so I want to write a fictional sled hockey series about when I was younger, and including like I should say the Hurricanes are our arch rivals, but there are some players on the team that are friends. Tyler Shaspersky, Chloe, I don't know her last name, and Grant Bozer, one more player. I forgot his name.
Well, you've got quite a friend network in this hockey community, don't you?
Yeah.
Good for you.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Off the ice, we're friends, but on the ice, we're like Canadians. Like, let's go at this.
Sounds like a true hockey player.
Sebastian, you've been an absolute blast.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for being on the show.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Sebastian.
Yep.
Hey, now we've got a Warrior hockey player by the name of Jeffrey. Jeffrey, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
I see you got a little USA sweater on there. Are you with USA Warrior Hockey?
I play for the Warrior Hockey Foundation, yeah.
And how long have you been doing that?
This going on about 6 months. I just started skating this year. When I moved to Alaska, my wife's still in the Coast Guard, so we moved to Alaska. And this winter, my son started playing. And I was like, I'm not going to play by himself. So with all the outdoor rinks, and we have a rink on base, I started skating. And I met a guy who plays on the team. And he was like, hey, just come skate. So they're doing, we do Tuesdays and Thursdays. Thursdays is just scrimmaging. Tuesdays like a coaching session. So you learn all the basics, learn the fundamentals and the positioning. So it kind of worked out.
So no hockey before this?
No, none.
Any
Baseball.
type of okay, there you go.
Surfing. I grew up in Virginia Beach, so it was always surfing, skimboarding, baseball.
Just like hockey.
Just same thing. Same thing, different environment.
The ice is a little softer.
Oh, my God. So you got to tell us, what was that like strapping on the skates for the first time?
Well, it actually wasn't bad. I came into the locker room, and our goalie, Gene, was open arms, like, hey, get him this, get him that, get him his helmet, everything I needed. So that was great. I scored my first goal today.
Oh, hey, congratulations.
Yeah. And it was great for the team, but the other team was pumped too, and the refs were pumped and gave me a little special puck, and it was great.
Oh,
fantastic.
Wow. Yeah.
Which branch of service did you serve in?
I was in the Army.
And how long did you serve, sir?
I served in the Army for 5 years and 26 months, or 26 weeks, sorry.
Okay, not that you were counting, right?
No. Stop loss. I got stop loss.
Well, thank you for that.
No problem.
And is hockey just more than the sport itself?
Yeah, it's a community, especially in Anchorage. That's a big hockey community, and my son's a part of it now, which is huge. And his coach plays on the Warriors team too, on the advanced team. But yeah, it's great. Everyone's into it, and you always have someone skating outdoors, so that's always fun.
So how old is your son?
4.
Wow, and did he ask you to play, or how did that come about?
I'll try to get involved in all the stuff they do. If they're playing soccer, I'll be the coach. If they're playing hockey, he plays for the Sea Pups, learn to skate.
Sea Pups.
Yeah, the Sea Pups. Yeah, it's great. So the as an adult, you're allowed to go out there and help. So I get free ice time too.
Oh,
and
there
I
you go.
learned to skate too through that. So.
Fantastic. Now, are there some teammates that you want to give a shout out to that kind of really helped? I mean, you mentioned the goalie. Anybody else that kind of?
Yeah, Gene. I mean, everybody really. Chris, he's been a great roommate here. He's sawing logs at night, but Doesn't keep me up too late. Scott, he's a retired sergeant major, but he doesn't act like it. We got the same personality, so we've come closer in this trip and the flight here.
So when you went to Alaska, did you ever imagine that 6 months later you're going to be down in the Twin Cities playing hockey in a Hendy festival?
No, I did not. They told me about it, and I was like, well, they're not going to pick me to go, but everyone's welcome. So that's great. There's several teams, Wow.
First time in Minnesota?
First time in Minnesota.
How do you like it?
It's a little different. I do like it. It gets dark a little earlier in Alaska, and you can hear the cicadas, things like that you don't think about in Alaska, but at night you can hear the cicadas. And there's seasons, It was raining today. This is nice.
Sure.
The little things you don't think about when you're snowed in all winter.
Yeah.
So what position do you play?
I am left wing.
And how did you pick that position?
I'm just left-handed, and and our captain was like, "Hey, play right here." I said, "All right."
Oh, the captain told you. Okay.
Hey, you're right here. Face off. Okay. I just learned about the positioning, through YouTube and our coach sent us emails about it.
Sure.
So do you follow the hockey playoffs at all now that you're a player?
Oh yeah. I'm a Capitals fan, obviously. This year I'm on the Rimpe bus. I want to see the Rangers go. I like that young kid.
Sure.
Rimpe. I
The Rempire State Building.
I'm into it. I don't know how I got sucked in, but yeah. And we have a 4-hour time difference too, so hockey will come on 2 or 3 o'clock. So I leave work early and watch hockey.
So you've been a hockey fan before, just not a hockey
Giant
player.
Sports fan, yeah.
Okay.
Never thought I'd play hockey. When I grew up, hockey was $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
So it was either don't do anything all summer and play hockey, or have a summertime. So
sure, understandable.
Knowing the group of guys that you know now, playing left wing, what is your favorite part about playing the sport?
Well, besides scoring goals.
Yeah.
No, I like to see everybody, taking shots and seeing their confidence go up, and handling the puck a little bit more. And the last 2 games we've definitely improved, and it's great to see. Everyone has fun too. It's a big part.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, it really is. And the other teams are great sports too. There's no back and forth too much. A little bit on the ice, but afterwards it's, let me have a beer with you or whatever, and good game.
Is it a little bit therapeutic for the veterans?
It's a lot of exercise, which is therapeutic in a way. As a guy who, I've been depressed. Especially in the winter when it's -20, you don't want to go outside. It's nice to have a place to go and skate, especially for free, and to see the same guys, every Tuesday and Thursday, and develop those relationships. Absolutely.
Nice.
If you have any question, any help, if you need to go to the VA, we have a group chat. Someone needs a ride, you got someone to help you out. So
somebody's always got your back.
Always.
It's the way it should be. Not
and
only in the sport.
We're leaving. I didn't mean to cut you off, but we're leaving next year, and I'm already asking, like, hey, can I come back? Wherever we're at, even if we're in California, can I fly here and play for you guys?
No kidding.
The same team. Yeah, I would like to.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure, and you'll probably catch on with the next place you go.
I'd like to stay on the Alaska team, but if I'm a free agent, I'm a free agent. Get a New Jersey.
Yeah. What do you require? A 12-pack of beer to sign, or
yeah, just some Miller Lite. Maybe no roommate next time we come, or my own rental car. Not much.
He doesn't ask for much, does he?
Not much. Jeffrey, thank you for coming on and telling your story. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah.
Appreciate
thank
your
you,
time.
Jeffrey.
Thank you very much. And go Warriors.
Yep, go Warriors. Good luck.
Thanks, guys.
All right, we're going to take a minute to shout out our sponsors here for this podcast. Kelly Heating and Electric is dedicated to serving their customers' heating and electrical needs efficiently. They have been named one of Bryant's Medal of Excellence winners. They provide expert advice from a friendly staff that can provide you with the knowledge you need to make the best decisions on your next electrical, heating, or air conditioning product. And for all your family's insurance needs, see Ryan Flagg at State Farm Insurance in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Ryan has been a proud backer of the hockey community for decades and continues to play the game himself. And Northwoods Therapy Associates take pride in being your choice for physical therapy in the Chippewa Valley since 1981. Northwoods Physical Therapy is a clinic where you can receive the care you deserve, and they treat you like family.
And we are welcoming back a customer from last year, Mogi, Kendall, and she's got a big smile on her face, too. Hi, Kendall.
Hi, JC. Hi, Mogi. It's good to see you guys again.
Good to see you, too, Kendall. Welcome back.
Thank you.
When I saw you out in the front, you told me a story that you got to meet some Minnesota Wild players.
That is true. I got to go to 2 Minnesota Wild outdoor hockey practices in St. Louis Park. The first one I went to with my cousin, and then the second one I went to with my friends.
Oh, I bet you had a lot of fun.
I sure did, but it took a lot of patience and waiting to get those autographs, but it was well worth it.
Who's your favorite Wild player?
Well, I like everyone, but my top 5 favorite players are Kirill Kaprizov for sure, Matt Zuccarello, Matt Boldy, Ryan Hartman, and Marcus Foligno.
Holy cow, that's quite a mix.
But I did get to see Brock Faber tonight, and I rounded up a group of kids, and they got to see him too.
So is Brock ever going to crack your top 5, do you think?
Yes, I think maybe next season he'll get up there. I think he's my favorite defenseman, next to Jonas Brodin.
Okay, good call. Good call.
Kendall, remind us, tell our listeners what team you play for.
I play on Minnesota Special Hockey, and this is my 13th season with this league. I play on New Hope.
All right.
13 years. Holy cow, that's a great career.
Yes.
What position do you play?
I am a forward, but mostly I will step back and be on defense.
Do you can you skate backwards?
Yes, I can skate backwards a little bit of the time, but I'm working on it.
Good for you.
Excellent.
And can you tell us who your coach is?
Well, my dad is the head coach, and we've got our coaches Brad, Chuck, Keith, Mark, Matt, Delaney, Chrysanthi, and many other parent volunteers. In fact, my dad says that we've got the best staff. And don't get me wrong on any of this, all you viewers out there. All the Minnesota Special Hockey staff is nice.
Oh, that's nice of you to say.
Well, it's nice of her to say, and it's nice of those folks to volunteer to spend the time coaching you folks, too. That's great.
Yes, it truly is. They take so much out of their time and busy schedules to take time to get to know these athletes.
Is it true that you're kind of a feisty player?
Yes, I am a feisty player. And when I get to the puck, I pass it to my fellow teammates, but if I'm near the net, I do my best to take a shot at it.
Very good.
Excellent. So what's so fun about being involved with your hockey team, Kendall?
To be involved with my hockey team is getting to know my teammates better and their abilities individually, and I like that I get to stay involved in the game of hockey, which I enjoy best.
That's great. How many days a week are you on the ice skating?
On the ice skating, early November to early March, we meet once a week, including the Alexandria Jamboree that happens every year.
This tournament you're playing in this weekend, the Hendy Foundation, how much do you enjoy that?
Oh my gosh, Mogi, I'm glad you asked. It is like one of my favorite times of the week. In fact, it is my top favorite of the whole season.
That's amazing.
Yes, it is.
Yes, and some people, some of the big players, when I walk into Hendrickson, sometimes they look at me like I'm just another girly girl. But when I get out on the ice against those tough players, I show them what I can truly do and what girls can do too.
So they got another thing coming, huh?
Yes,
Yeah.
That's right. So watch out, guys. Never underestimate the girls.
Kendall's in the house.
Yes, and she's feisty.
Yes, she is.
Oh, Kendall, that is fantastic. We truly appreciate you sharing your story.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Kendall.
Thank you.
Hey, folks, please remember to say hi to our sponsors when you drop in on them. They do us a huge favor and help us stay in the game. And if you could give a thumbs up and a comment on your social media platforms for us, all it can do is help Mogi and I stay in the game as well. Mog?
Oh, man, a big thanks to all our special guests we had from the Hendrickson Foundation Summer Hockey Festival here at the National Sports Center in Blaine, Minnesota, as well as you folks, our faithful listeners. Please remember to visit our sponsors, Riverside Bike and Skate, Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, Hertel Law, Kelly Heating and Electric, Ryan Flagg at State Farm Insurance, and Northwoods Therapy Associates. Please follow us on your favorite social media platforms. And remember, folks, until next time, keep your head on a swivel and stay on your inside edges.